This is March 6th. It's a Wednesday. Another poster said it was a Tuesday, but I was mistaken on that part. It's a Wednesday. This is Darci's Corner, part 3-ish. I wanted to talk about neurodivergence and being picked on as a kid and things. And then in my last video, I got distracted with the 5 o'clock shadow. So I won't go into the 5 o'clock shadow thing again on this video, but you can watch any of the other ones and I'll talk about them. Anyway, when I've taken some courses as an adult on hypnosis and getting into the subconscious and trying to understand why I do things the way I do them and why we all do things the way we do them. And it all basically comes down to things in our childhood happen that shape us today that we don't even realize shape us today. Because those things got embedded in our subconscious. And so that's why you don't know it's there. And it warps how you think of things. Now it can be good or bad, depending on how you use it, but the bad parts that are in there, you can't just get them out with logic. Like logically, you don't have to be afraid of dogs. But if your subconscious is afraid of dogs, then that critter right there is going to scare the crap out of you because she's definitely a dog. Okay? And she doesn't know what's in your subconscious, and she's going to jump up on you and just assume that you want to be her very best friend and play with her. Because that's what she assumes. But if you have a deathly fear of dogs in your subconscious, that's going to come out. And you're going to see her as aggressive and hateful, and she'd have the thing put down or muzzle on her or something. But that's because of your subconscious. Anyway, so I was, what's embedded in my subconscious, partially, is that I am unlovable and unwanted. Now, a lot of us have that in our subconscious because we had negative experiences in childhood or later on in life that like imprinted on us, right? And I've spent a lot of time and effort and like I've used that hypnosis to make myself realize that I am enough and that I am lovable. But it's very easy to slip back into that mindset of I am unlovable, I am undesirable for everybody. Like that gets reinforced with me a lot with adults in my life today. But I fight it and I try to put the positive into me. I've noticed that my friend group today consists mostly of neurodivergent people, and that most of us have very similar experiences growing up. We weren't popular in school, people didn't like us, we were always treated differently, and yet we were just like everyone else. We wanted the same things, and we saw the world differently, and we couldn't help that we saw the world differently or that we were weird to them. But like, I liked who I was. I liked who I was at the time. I didn't mind the fact that I was weird. I liked being me. I just didn't know everybody hated me, but I liked being me. Well, a lot of people are that way. And now my friend group that I'm with, they're all the oddballs. Okay, they're all different. They're all their own type of weird. But it's wonderful. And what I needed was somebody to tell me that you just haven't met your group yet, but you will. And so now when I see somebody struggling or dealing with things, I saw a young man at my church the other day and he got up and gave a speech and was talking about how he was struggling at work and things weren't going great for him and he was praying for help. Now I don't know if I answered the prayer or not, but I did go up to him afterwards and say, look, the reason you're having these problems is because you're different. And I said, you were like me. And he knew I didn't mean trans. I said, but you got the ADHD, right? Or something similar to it. And so you think differently. So the solutions that work for everybody else aren't going to work for you. You're going to have to find your own solutions or different solutions. And the people around you that are trying to give you solutions, they mean well. They care. They're not telling you bad advice, but it might be bad advice for you because you don't think like they think. And so, after I told him that, he hugged me. I said, "You were not below average, you were above average. And never forget that." That's what I told him. There's one mother in our group and our church group, and um, she's not complaining, but she's like, "My daughter is just too much, and I'm having so much trouble with this." And I just told her the one day, there's nothing wrong with your daughter. She's just different. And you're going to love her and support her, and she's going to get through it. And she is the smartest kid in your house. She's probably smarter than you. And she probably is. Us neurodivergents typically have a higher than average IQ. We're usually pretty smart. Doesn't mean we know how to use it, though. Anyway, this is Darcy's Corner talking about being neurodivergent and not hating yourself for it. And if you do hate yourself, or if you believe something negative about yourself, it's because something happened when you were a kid. And that negative thought is stuck in your brain, and you don't even know it's there. So, it's not your fault. You can get out of it. You do not have to stay there. Darcy's Corner. Peace.